Pokemon events or parties will be a way for you to draw attention to either your business or to the party itself, where you can, of course, make money selling stuff. So, the first thing you want to do if you're going to put on an event is plan it all out. I put this together in a period of 10 to 15 minutes of just typing out random things. Obviously, they're not based on fact. However, I did try to be as accurate as I could with most of the stuff. So if you look under timeline, it's a 2-hour party. You'll want to do at least that long. You may want to start at like a 5 p.m. or do it on the weekend and an afternoon. So what you want to do is be somewhere where you can drop a lure. So if you're hosting the party in your location, that would be your location. If you don't have a location, you can do it somewhere public. It doesn't need to be super organized. Any old park should do just fine. The one thing you'll want to do with a park is contact them and see if you can arrange to have a private party there, because if you can do that, then you won't have to worry about there being a small army of people under the one shaded location at your local park. So the first thing, of course, you're going to do when the party starts is drop a lure. You may need to spend a whopping $10 to cover the amount of time that the party's going to run. Then you want to hold contests, and we'll talk about where you're going to get the prizes in a moment. First, I thought it'd be cool to run a catch contest. So whoever caught the rarest or highest level Pokemon, you can set up the parameters, but I thought it'd be cool to do that. And then maybe if there's a gym that's fairly close, have a battle contest. Have them fight it out to see who ends up with the gym at whatever time. Whoever has it at that exact time will get a prize for having it. So the next setup I've got is why. Why attend? So I covered who, why, where, and when. The how is kind of obvious. They're going to come to catch Pokemon. So who, Pokemon trainers, why, catch Pokemon, where, the park, and then the date. So you need to understand that going in. Look at your schedule. Figure out when people are going to be available. One of the worst things you could do is schedule something like this over a holiday weekend on a holiday. You can do it over a holiday weekend, but you're running a huge risk that people are going to be somewhere else with their families and not available to attend your party. Next, you want to put together a shopping list, and these are going to be things that you're going to sell for money. So if you want to have hot dogs there, you've got to kind of think around how are you going to heat them up? How are you going to keep them warm and not disgusting and covered with flies? So you want to go in and really plan out what you're going to do for money. Let's take a look at the to sell category. I'm going to move that. Well, I want to move that over. There we go. So we have food and drink. All of these things will be for sale. And as I referred in a previous video, you don't want to have ridiculous prices on these things. Have them be reasonable. Your cost on a hot dog is maybe $1, so sell them for $2. Team badges, you can order these things in bulk on Etsy and eBay. Team t-shirts, goodie bags of keychains and things like that. You should be looking on Etsy and find people that will 3D print things you need. Maybe you can even get something unique that people can't get anywhere else. As mentioned in a previous video, you want to reach out to these people directly if you're buying more than 2 or 3 of an item, so you can give better pricing. Etsy, eBay, all those sites charge to sell on them. So if you contact the seller and offer to buy elsewhere or buy more than they have for sale on any of their listings, that's going to do well for you, because if they're not paying the fees to the website, they can discount your price by at least that amount. And then possible sponsors, I just pulled out of my behind. Walmart, Target, Kohl's, none of them are going to sponsor a party you're putting on. What you want to do is figure out which local businesses are Pokemon friendly and see the value in being involved in Pokemon Go type events. If you can come up with a couple, generally they will give you prizes that you can then use for your contests. It's a much better idea to have businesses donate prizes than it is for you to have to go to the business and buy something like a gift certificate. Normally these things will give you prizes you can give away to your people attending your party or your event. So an alternative is to do a social media contest. So I actually didn't pull that one up. What you want to do is use an app to run a giveaway. You can do the exact same things we just talked about. Now, you can't drop a lure on the internet. It doesn't work that way. But you can get sponsors for your event Or you can buy the prizes yourself. Now that can get expensive, but with an internet-based contest, it's almost mandatory because not many companies will see the value in donating to what you're doing. For instance, Nintendo is not going to give you a Pokemon goodie bag that you can give to people. However, the difference is when you're online, you can do something called building an email list, which gives you people a way to contact people that and sell them more stuff related to Pokemon. You would need to sign up for the $39 a month version, but once you're done with your contest, you can cancel. So the cost really is negligible in the end as long as you don't stay a member when you're not running your contest. Now, if you do this right and it's profitable, you may want to keep it and just continue running contests. You can build a very large email list very quickly using something like this. So the free version, if you want to do an online contest, really isn't very viable. You kind of need the pro version where you get email and social data. So this is good if you were doing a local contest, but if it's internet-based, you need the email addresses to be able to make money. So once you're ready to do your event, here's where you do it. Now, if you're doing it online, you would want to use something like Google Hangouts, where you could have Pokemon experts from all over the world come in and talk and teach cool stuff. But for that, you want to be using Gleam.io. The reason I recommend this is because I've seen it used over and over again in many different locations. But our primary focus for this video is not going to be online contests. They're pretty darn easy to run as long as you have access to your audience. If you're willing to run Facebook ads and invest a little money into your contest to build that email list and then make money off of them later, that's really all you need to do. They make it really easy to target people interested in specific things like Pokemon Go. So for local, you want to use meetup.com. The reason for that is that if your first party is profitable, you're going to want to do it over and over again. So if you can do it monthly, where you can get these sponsors to give you gifts for your attendees, it's just going to grow and get bigger and bigger. And if you're giving stuff away, people are going to want to be there, even in a little town like mine, Cape Coral, Florida. So you would have to join, log in, create a new group, and then Meetup will make it easy for their members to find you. If I put in Pokemon Go, there are 2 meetups within 50 miles of where I'm at. There are Pokemon, oh, one of them disappeared. So there were 10 members. It looks like they went in and canceled it since I last looked. But there are 137 gamers in the area that are members of Two Drop Game Shop Meetup. And I don't even, okay, so it's in Fort Myers. They've been around for a couple years. You may want to do your first party with an established group. Reach out to the group owner and let them know that you'd love to do this and see if they'd like to do it. So for this, they're doing the Pokemon card game. I'm not seeing Pokemon Go here. If you're willing to organize it, odds are they would be willing to take part. So once you have your event figured out, you need to publicize it. So reach out to your local news stations and let them know that you're having a Pokemon Go party. So they may not even respond, but it's worth it to look for the contact page and let them know you're doing something. So it's news, story idea, and then fill this in. Now this is my local news. You would want to look up yours. Your local newspaper is another thing you should consider putting your party up on. Running a classified ad or putting one up on their website. Those kind of things are worth doing. Another thing worth doing is using Craigslist. So you can see in community there are events. And if you post your events, you can see there aren't a huge amount of options, and there's well over 100,000 people in Fort Myers, Florida. So if someone's interested in what you've got going on, and Pokemon is gamer geek heaven. So one of the things most people don't know or don't talk about is that Craigslist is HTML friendly. So if you look in here, you can see, okay, so they put images in the ad, but that's not HTML. Your entire ad can be an image. And that's kind of my secret to get noticed on Craigslist. Put together a large graphic that covers who, what, when, where, and why. and then post the graphic as your ad. You can Google image HTML, and it'll give you the code that you need to make it look nice and stand out. Put in the location, so they have their little map built in, and this will get you people that are interested in what you're doing. Last but not least, another idea to find businesses for sponsors. So for me, Fort Myers is okay. Cape Coral would be better, but their website is horrible and takes forever to load. But the Chamber of Commerce, the local Chamber of Commerce, will have a business directory available to you. So you can put in your keywords or just click something like all categories and look through the businesses that come up. If they're a member of their Chamber of Commerce, odds are they understand the value in advertising and new business. So look for things like beauty and fitness. Depending on what you're doing, obviously not Pokemon stuff, but office supplies or toys, or think about what Pokemon trainers are going to be interested in. And look at your local Chamber of Commerce. You'll get plenty of ideas of businesses you might not even know exist. So that's how to run an event. They can be very fun. They're also very high stress. So go in with a plan and rock out your party. Have help there, be awesome, and have fun.